What is going on, guys? One more here, bring guys a brand new video, and today I kind of want to bring you guys a special video. And I just kind of want to give you guys like a life update. I do these on TikTok, but I kind of want to do one that's a little bit more in depth. Maybe I'm not going to try to keep you guys for too long. Sorry, my chair squeaks a lot. I know there's a lot of people out there who are maybe moving out by themselves for the first time in life, and they want to know what it's like and hear from someone that's living it in real time. And so I thought, I was trying to decide what to film for today's video, and I was like, you know what? I think maybe I can offer up my experience living out here in Virginia Beach by myself, and hopefully that can bring some, peace and solace to you guys who are looking to move out for the first time, or maybe if you have moved out and you're struggling, maybe this can offer you some hope. And yeah, it's been amazing. I've lived here in Virginia Beach for a little over a month and a half, and it's been amazing, but it hasn't been without its trials, right? So let me give you guys a little background into why I moved to Virginia Beach, and then we'll jump into how this time has gone. So the reason why I moved, I started looking to move back in 2022, my junior year of college, and it was always going to be Williamsburg, Virginia, and which is about an hour away from here. And Virginia Beach was always an option because I knew like there was a lot of potential for networking and work and stuff and film or music, but I always loved Williamsburg. You guys who have been around the channel for a long time, you know I freaking love Williamsburg. So that was always the option. And when I moved back from college, I built a studio. So obviously that was going to be where my roots were going to be for a while. And I was like, okay, this is this chapter of my life. And then in 2024, I started looking at Williamsburg again and a little bit of Virginia Beach. But then I started work on my album, Live Again. And I said, okay, if I'm going to go through this journey of this album, I just need to be here in the studio, not worry about external factors and stuff like that. Like this journey, this healing journey I need to go on, not just for the music, but just for myself in general, it needs to be done here at home. Well, once the album was finished in September 2025 last year, it was very much like, okay, that chapter is done. I've gone through the journey, both with the production of the album and the healing journey. I'm ready to move on to this next chapter. And it truly felt like I had made, the strides, and I was like, okay, I think this is it for me here. And in that time from mid 2024 to 2025, I spent a lot of time at the beach. Mostly it was the Outer Banks, but you guys may know this little event, the Jonas Brothers show in Virginia Beach, and it was the first time I came back here in 4 years. And I grew up coming here a lot, and I have so many memories, and I'm so fond of the area. And something about just being in the area that day, you can go back and watch the vlog from the concert. I'm walking into the amphitheater, and I'm like, there's just this nostalgia and this feeling of, man, I miss this area. And man, I have a lot more love for this area than I thought I did. And, after the concert, life happens. Life picks up in a lot of ways, with social media and other things. And it's just like, okay, now that this album's done, I'm looking to move. And now Virginia Beach is now kind of the spot. It's like Williamsburg. I was kind of burnt out from Williamsburg, to be honest. I went there so much in 2024 with Busch Gardens videos and stuff. I was kind of burnt out, and I was like, I really enjoy being at the beach. It's just, it's soothing, and it's, even though it's like I'm not near the beach, I don't go to the beach every day. Maybe I go once a week, every 2 weeks. Well, it's been cold as heck, so it's been like once every few weeks I go down to the ocean. But just having that access, right, and being around it, and being around an area that, it's not like it's bumping with music or film, but there certainly are people that have the fire to work in it. And I just saw Virginia Beach as an option, and I knew more people in Virginia Beach. Now, granted, it wasn't that many. I knew one person in Williamsburg and 2 people in Virginia Beach, so that that played a big factor into it too. I just felt at peace, and late September, early October, I came here to do some media stuff for Live Again, the album, and I was like, okay, I felt out the area a little bit, and I was like, okay, I really like it. Early October, came and toured some apartments, and I was pretty much dead set at that point. Even though I was keeping Williamsburg as an open option, I was like, okay, I think it's going to be Virginia Beach. And I came back and toured more apartments at the end of October, and by the time I kind of made my decision, I started applying for jobs. A lot of jobs. Was getting close on a few, and I finally got one in mid-December. And so I was like, okay, it's time to go. So I talked to my family. It's like, hey, I got the job offer. I got the job. So it's like, I got to be out there in, 2-3 weeks. So New Year's happened. 2 days later, I'm out here January 3rd. That's how I got here to Virginia Beach. I'm not going to tell you where I'm at, but I'm in a nice apartment. Love it here. Housing market here is crazy. So if you're moving to Virginia Beach, God bless you. The job gave me a week to get settled in, and I just spent that week, looking around the area. And one thing that I will advise for anyone, if you move to Virginia Beach, but if you move anywhere, what I do is every Friday night after I go live on TikTok for a few hours, I get in my truck around 10:30 and I just drive for like an hour, hour and a half. And I don't turn on the GPS. I just turn in one direction and I just drive, and I'm like, I'll find my way back to my apartment. And with doing that in a month, I've completely learned the whole skeleton of Virginia Beach with the drives and stuff. So I can get anywhere from anywhere, little to no GPS help. All I gotta do is look up, where's this location? Okay, I know how to get there. I would definitely advise just take an afternoon, take a evening, take a night, and just drive. Just drive. Because that's how you learn the area the best. You learn by doing. So I started a job, and it was a job in sales. I know you guys are like, what? Oh, yeah, trust me. And I went in with the open mind. I thought it was a cool opportunity. I thought there were some skills that I could gain from that. I'm not gonna say what the company was, but unfortunately, we just didn't see eye to eye on a lot of the business practice. And I'm very business professional. I have a minor degree in business. I've worked in film where communication and a certain level of respect in the workplace is always expected, and it just wasn't there. And the way they were sending me out to work at places, it was going to be passive income because the money I was making versus how much I'd be spending on gas and the food there and all stuff, it was like, I'm not making anything, right? So I'm not going to, bust my butt to just break even at the end of the day. With a lot of prayer and a lot of conversations with my inner circle, it was like, you need to go. We could really get into the nitty gritty, but I kind of called, my mom actually called me that day. I was going to call her one morning. I was like, I think I can't do this place anymore. I really can't. And she was like, yeah, I think this place is just not good for you. And pretty much at peace with that conversation. So I was at the job at where they positioned me for today. And this lady came up to me and she said, can I speak to you for a second? I said, yeah. And she said, the Holy Spirit was just put in my heart. I've walked past your booth a few times today that don't change who you are. You're doing just fine. And without getting into specifics, there was this element of them saying, hey, we get it. Your personality is great, but you need to kind of change it for this. And I'm like, and I'm fine, like, performing in certain ways for a certain role. Like, obviously that's what you do in a job or an acting role. But there are some moral boundaries that I was just like, this is who I am. I have manners, right? I'm not going to forego that to, fulfill this purpose. I always want to be respectful of others and treat others with kindness, be delicate with everyone. And that just wasn't what they wanted. And so I felt at peace with that lady coming up to me. It's like, I felt like God sent her in that moment to say, like, son, your mind's in the right spot. This place isn't for you. And I took it as God gave me that opportunity as a way to get out here to Virginia Beach because, I was waiting back home for that opportunity to have a job so I could move out here. So he did that and it's like, all right, I'm getting you out there, and now I'm gonna kind of take it back, and now you're gonna actually figure out what your life's gonna be here in Virginia Beach. So that's been the last few weeks, and I don't have another full-time job yet. I'm searching. I'm waiting to hear back on some stuff that is really cool and I would really love to do. So fingers crossed, keep me in prayers for that. But it's been a lot, right? But it's like home here. Crazy enough, it's only been a month and a half. So much good. We've worked on the Blink of an Eye video. We worked on other videos. I get to go around and film stuff in other places. Like I went and filmed in a park last week. I filmed on my balcony the other day. Filmed in my kitchen. Like I'm able to film in places now that I just wasn't comfortable or able to film in before. I always felt kind of constrained to the studio, and while that was good, and the studio is amazing, and I miss the studio dearly, do just feel like there's just so much more opportunity here. And then out of nowhere, I'm in a lot of these Facebook groups, and in this area, there's the Filmmakers of Virginia, a brand new community that's been around for a couple months, trying to get people that want to work in film or music or content creation or just anything with the creativity world, kind of get us all together and we can build something. And I've gone to 2 meetings and I'm a member now, and we're working on some awesome stuff over there, and it's just on fire that we got people that have much experience in the film industry. I have a pretty, decent experience in the film industry, and it's like, having all these like-minded individuals that are on fire just to work and create has just been amazing. And it's just put that fire in my mind that I've had since I moved here about not only do I want to put Virginia on the map for film stuff, but it's just like I'm ready to get back into film. I'm ready to return to this work that I went to school for 3 years, and I was burnt out at the time, but I'm on fire to work for it now. And this, my new song "Fool," right here. You know where this artwork was shot? It was shot at Buckets Bar and Grill, a restaurant about 20 minutes from here. The power of TikTok, guys. I love TikTok. Post on TikTok. Anyone know of a restaurant where I could film? And the owners of the restaurant reached out to me and they were like, "Hey, we'd love to have you come film in our spot." So I went there for a few mornings and film there, and they have been so gracious and amazing with their time and their location, and there's more in the future. I'm not going to spoil it because it's pretty cool, but we'll work on some other stuff. And it's just like it's on fire, and the music is growing. People in the area are finding the music, and the music is just growing just everywhere. I can't believe, like, I was struggling back in the fall to hold on to 20 monthly listeners, and I had a whole album drop, did a whole album roll out, couldn't get monthly listeners, and now 2 songs into 2026, most listener I've ever had on Spotify. I went from barely able to hold on to 20 to now 232. We're holding strong. We're always gaining. Blink of an Eye is the biggest song I've had on streaming ever. Live Again still has it beat on YouTube, but when it comes to streaming and the music streaming services, it's not even close. Blink of an Eye has absolutely just soared. I'm so grateful. God has been so good. I haven't found my church yet. I'm still kind of going around to church. I have a couple in mind. I'm like, all right, I'm starting to feel like comfortable with these, and that's a journey too. That's exciting, and having my friend here from film school, and us being able to work on projects together, and help each other out as we're both trying to really set our feet in this industry. Because as much as I love being on the camera, I love being behind the camera too. I love working in sound, camera, directing, writing. We were in the writers' room at the Filmmakers of Virginia event, and I helped pitch and create the idea that we may be working with for a future project, and it's just collaborating with people. I haven't collaborated with people in 3 years since college. I haven't collaborated with people. It's always been me and my work. So now being able to work with others and really sit in a room and be on fire and bounce ideas off of each other and really chip away at something and make it something great, something sharp. It's so great. And the area is just beautiful. Virginia Beach area is beautiful. You're so close to Norfolk. Like I've always only gone to really Jonas Brothers concerts because, like, where I lived, if you go to a concert, you're at least an hour and a half away. So if I'm gonna go to a concert and spend that money, I'm gonna go to someone I'm really like a humongous fan of. But here's like, I'm a pretty big fan of John Legend. Do I know every song by John Legend? No. But he's coming here in April. Am I gonna go see John Legend? Yes, because it's 20 minutes away. Not even 20 minutes away, like 15 minutes away. Teddy Swims. Do I know? Actually, I know a lot of Teddy Swims songs. But he's coming to Norfolk in June. Am I gonna go that because there's 20, 25 minutes away? Absolutely. And just being able to just be integrated with the culture in the summer when there's so many music events, especially on the boardwalk, but just around the whole area in general. It's just, I'm on fire, right? And I came out here knowing 2 people, really not knowing the area all that well. It's not like I have a long list of friends, but I found my gym. And another thing I will shout out TikTok for, the mic, I started recording the mic audio, but one thing I do want to give another shout out to is TikTok. I was terrified. Got a new haircut, a little tighter on the sides than I typically do. And I was terrified to go to a new barber shop, right? Because I had, a person back home that cuts my hair, and that's who I've always gone to for the past several years, and it's scary going to someone new. I went to TikTok, and they recommended me a great place by the oceanfront. Shout out to Parlor. And yeah, found a new spot, and they gave me a great cut, and I'm going to keep going there. So another thing, like, I know people are always worried about, where do you get your hair cut when you move somewhere new? And just trust me, you'll find a spot, and it'll be all good. I have a long list of friends, but here, and life is beautiful, man. Life is great, and there is that fear. There's that uncertainty. Like when I took that leap of faith of leaving that job, not having that steady full-time income, but being assured in my faith that God was like, hey, you're going to be fine. Just, I need to mold you a little bit in this area. And, at the Filmmakers of Virginia, like the way the job was scheduling me and positioning me, like, I don't think I would have been able to go to that meeting, that first meeting, and all that. And they brought me up at the front, and I got to pitch my new song "Fool." I got to just talk about who I am as a creator because I just met people that connected me with the people who were the heads of it and introduced me to them. And then I cannot believe how good this month and a half has been. And, constantly being in touch with my friends back home and my family, it doesn't feel like I've been separated from them. And the hardest part is my dog. She was here for a couple weeks, but a lot of times she's been back home because I've just been trying to get settled here and getting my routine settled. And, she's grown up in an atmosphere of being able to run around and play. And here it's a little more close quarters. So, I'm looking out for her and her mental health. I miss my dog, but life is so good. And if you're watching this and you're like, I just don't know, can I move? Can I take this step? Take that step. If you are able to take that step, please do. Because I have grown so much as a person just in this month and a half. I have found some amazing restaurants. Went to the Dirty Buffalo, went to the Egg Bistro the other day, which was amazing. And just trying a bunch of stuff. I've gotten into cooking, which is a big thing. I never really cooked before. I made spaghetti. That was about it. But now I've cooked all these dishes, and it's a new passion of mine. It's a fun hobby. I was just reflecting, and I was thinking of the video to film for today, and I was just like, I just want to talk about this because I know there's other people that are going through the similar thing that I'm going through, or are thinking about taking the same leap of faith that I took. And if my story can be of any help to you, that everything's going to be okay. And just trust in the process, trust in God, and He'll lead you in the right direction. I hope that maybe this video can be a light for you. That's why I wanted to make this video, because God's been so good. God's been so good. He continues to be just so good in life, and I feel in some part of me, and I believe this, that as good as life has been the past 6 months, we haven't even experienced the best, which is crazy. It truly is crazy. And I just appreciate you guys who have stuck around here on the YouTube channel. And, this channel is consistently growing. The TikTok is growing. The Instagram is growing. Everything is growing. And the music is reaching people all around the world now, which is just all I could have ever asked for. And it's connecting with people. People are resonating with it. People are celebrating with the music, crying with the music. It's everything I could have asked for. And that's not me trying to be like ego trip. It's just God put me on this earth, and when I was at that sales job, I'm like, this is not what God brought me on this earth to do. He brought me to create and be in a creative atmosphere with other people, and doing the Filmmakers of Virginia, or these job opportunities that I've been in line for. It's like just being in a room with people and wanting to create again has just been something that has been on my heart for a while. And my buddy, who has been out of the film world for a few years, he's looking to get back in the film world, and it's exciting to find that fire again. And I think there's just a special wave of creators that are finding fire to work in this industry now, and I think it's a big, exciting opportunity. And if I'm able to help put Virginia on the map, especially just the East Coast, the middle of the East Coast, on the map with music or film, whatever, that's something I'm excited for. So I don't know, this was a lot of rambling, but hopefully maybe some of you guys found a useful thing out of this video, find some solace that yes, you can make that crazy decision and you're going to be okay. I've been blessed with a great supportive family, a great supportive friends, and back home and here, that have been just so helpful in this move time, and I'm just so grateful. So thank you guys for all the love, and hope you stick around, because we're just getting started here. This thing's just going to grow into something massive, and I just can't wait to see what it turns into. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Make sure to like this video if you enjoyed. Make sure that bell button down below so you'll know if I had every single time I put a brand new video to the channel. Make sure to go check out my new song, Fool, where I listen to your music. Go check out the Patreon. Go check out the TikTok post there multiple times a day. And we go live several times a week. I love you all. Thank you all. Take that leap of faith. My name is Will Morrison. I'm out. Peace.
Yes, I'm a fool. Little things I wanna do, I'll be your fool.